It's 6:30. I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Commissioner Vondassel is here, Commissioner Prass, Commissioner Francesco, Commissioner Siliano, and Commissioner Shipley. Jessica is on the virtual. My roll call, yes. Okay, comments from the public. Larry, let's start with the virtual audience so people can get on there if they need to.
Okay, yeah, we've got one, no, we don't have, anybody wants to talk, they should raise their hands, but we don't have any hands raised currently.
Okay, comments from the public in the audience? Okay, correspondence. We did receive one anonymous correspondence with people with concerns over the golf carts, which Acting Chief Walsh is gonna address, I believe, what's going on with those roles. Jill is gonna scan that and send it to everybody. Next, discussion and possible action, on meeting minutes. I entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the June 23rd meeting.
So moved. I do have one
Discussion.
thing that, I wanted just to modify on the minutes, page 2. Third paragraph up from the bottom, it says Chief Walsh stated that the Explorer program has been received. I wanted to change that to revived by Detective Simpson and Patrol Officer Simpson. So revived is the word instead of those two, brought and received.
Any other discussion?
No,
All-
thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm gonna abstain because I was not here for that meeting. Okay, executive reports. Acting Chief Walsh, I'll just let you begin.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, the operating budgets for just a couple weeks into the fiscal year, so there's really not too much to talk about with this current fiscal year's budget. We do not have the final numbers of last year's budget from town hall at this point, but we did come in the black, so everything worked out well there. We were able to get the new camera for the boat installed on last year's budget, which was nice to go at the end of the year. So that is up and running. In terms of off-budget accounts, I know there's one correction in the driver safety fund. You all have the new printout. This is a math formula error at the bottom, so it's the accurate one. We'll send it out now to you. And then I know last month, Commissioner, you asked me about the AT&T bill and the emergency dispatch fund. So that's just the PSAP line coming into the building. So the public safety ambulance point, so that's our service for that essentially.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the follow-up. Let me ask one question about the budget. Under field service special assignment, there's a negative 320. I'm just kind of curious as to what that number references. 320.11 under the year-to-date expenditures.
Well, I feel the answer. I'm not sure why that would happen. Must be something that was reversed from last year.
That's definitely a question, yeah. Okay.
Right, in terms of personal matters, we still have 2 officers out on workman's comp. Hoping one will be cleared in mid-August to return. The other one's still waiting for his surgery date for his foot. And then we did have 1 support staff who got hurt off duty or, at home. So he broke his ankle as well. So he's gonna be out for a little while. While he recovers from that, he was walking around the building today saying hello, so hopefully it won't be too long, but they do think about 8 to 10 weeks, unfortunately. So we're trying to make up for what he does around the building a little bit, to help him clean up a little bit and do some odd jobs like that. Dispatcher Jump completed her dispatcher training, so she's on her own now, which is nice. That allows Dispatcher Scarpini to work in the records full time, which is obviously nice for her to be able to stay caught up on that with the NIBRs and the FBI reporting. Dispatcher Bosch completed her online courses, and she's actually on the desk now training in that aspect. So I think it takes about 30 shifts to get fully trained, and then she'll be able to fill in some part-time hours, and hopefully that will coincide with the maternity leave coming up as well. And then, just one fun thing, Patrolman Henry, and his partner welcome the baby boy to the OSPD family, so
Oh,
June,
that's nice.
everybody's healthy, and, Charles Henry Jr. is, doing well, so.
That's
It
great.
was kind of fun to share that with the department when that happened. And then, you haven't heard from Lieutenant Laro since she was made lieutenant, so I figured I'd bring her in today, and she's gonna share, the professional development side of it, and then just what she's been doing, in her role.
Before you go to professional development, just a
Yeah.
quick question. I had asked you, Jill was wondering about that job. Well, it kind of looked like a job posting, but it just says there's testing on, I believe, August 14th.
Yeah, so
Is it just like a rolling?
correct, yeah, so we wanna have a list, an active list, so if, somebody decides to leave, we can then pull from that list to go, so we
Okay.
always maintain basically a hiring process.
Okay, sorry.
Right, it just struck me as odd because I knew we had a full complement of,
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to say we're hiring, so that was corrected a couple hours later once, it was brought to our
that's good,
attention.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So,
So just talking about professional development and what we've done in the month of July and the courses that officers have taken. A-RIDE, so the Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement, which every officer now has to get before being recertified. And every officer now is recertified at 3 years. So if you've been here for quite a while, you don't need it, but most of our officers have it. Currently, there's 15 of us that are A-RIDE certified. And this month, Patrol Officer Egan, Solano, and Ciscato took that course, and we have another one going the next month too. So most of us have A-RIDE, which is really nice, which is just a basic review of SFSTs for DUI to tell if people are on alcohol or drugs. So that's what that course is for. I took the Southern Police Institute, part of the University of Louisville, management of the small law enforcement agency. So I was able to take that course, which was great. Talking with officers of all different departments, not just Connecticut, but different places around the US. Detective Sergeant Williams took the FBI LEDA Supervisory Leadership Institute course. So that was the supervisor one, and he took that in New Britain. So again, got to talk to a lot of different departments. It's not part of the FBI, but it is a law enforcement executive development association. And there is a trilogy course, so he's gonna be taking the other two as well to have that. Myself, Chief Walsh, and Detective Sergeant Williams also took the Breath Analysis Instructor Operator Certificate. And I did put in the packet kind of a couple things that we do as instructors. So every officer needs to be, well, except for the SROs, have their alcohol dragger certificate. We need to do that every year. And that machine, we put in, we do DUIs for breath, or we'll input urine for logging purposes with the state. We have Detective Simpson and Patrol Officer Solano took a sexual assault investigation course. That was a 12-hour course. Officer Moriarty is in the accident reconstruction course, currently enrolled, who's gonna be doing, remember how many hours that is? Like
In person, it's 40 hours.
40 hours.
I'm sorry,
It might be a
80
little.
hours.
So he'll be doing that for a couple months. We
Where's
also,
that health?
Hmm?
Where's that health?
that's online. This
Oh.
one's online. The one that he's taking.
Okay.
An
So
online
there's
course.
actually, 3 classes in accident reconstruction certification, so the first one is just called at scene, so it's really just about documenting the scene and collecting evidence and drawing the pictures. As it gets more advanced, it gets into much more of the math and the actual reconstruction, those we'll send in person, it's much more hands-on and a little more technical.
Is that in Connecticut or out of state?
Connecticut.
Trying to do Connecticut usually, so when I took it, I had to go to Plymouth, Mass.
Okay.
But the state police has been good about hosting them once a year, so just kind of had to go in that certain order though, so.
Right.
Do all our police officers have to take that, or you got a selected few?
It's likely to be.
So right now, Chief Walsh is one, Patrol Officer Mulvihill, who's part-time, and hopefully Officer Moriarty will pass too, and it'll be a great asset to motor vehicle accidents.
Thank you.
Cool. And we also had Patrol Officer Solano did her EMR recertification for the year. We currently have 8 EMTs. Everyone else is in EMR, hoping to bridge that gap and have people take the bridge class to become an EMT. And we also had 7 officers recertified by June 30th of this year. And again, certification lasts for 3 years with mandatory training requirements. I also put that sheet in a package just to show what kind of classes that we need to take within the 3 years. Also, dispatcher Jump has completed her EMD, EPD, EFD certifications. She's currently working on her own. And dispatcher Batch has completed her EMD, EPD, and EFD certifications, and she's currently in training part-time right now. Now let's talk about, we have a whole bunch of training coming up in August too. We have 2 officers going to a detective school, 3 officers taking a basic firearms instructor pre-test. So it's really hard to become a firearms instructor, and that would be the beginning step to doing so. We also have active aggressor shooter training, and we do that in each of the schools, the town schools, and that's going to be taught by retired Captain DePerry, who is a certified advanced law enforcement rapid response level 1 instructor. So he'll be teaching that. He's been doing that since 2013. So, and then talking about some of the things that we're doing around town, the back to school supply with Youth and Family Services, and we're accepting donations till August 11th. And that event's gonna be on August 13th. We also had a car seat clinic set up for September. We currently have 3 officers certified and attempting to get 1 other officer in a class for September to also help with the clinic in September. And just talking about the opening hiring process, it's just to have an eligibility list to be more prepared should anyone decide to retire, transfer, leave at any point in time, just to have that list available to be prepared. And currently we have 12 applicants that have signed up for the exam. At this,
And when's the cutoff?
the 13th.
Are you putting your name in?
And so, and that written test date will be August 14th. And then also we're gonna be working with, trying to set up the juvenile diversion board or the juvenile review board again with Youth and Family Services. So I do have a meeting with Heather McNeil, to discuss that board. And, if you don't know what a juvenile diversion board is or review board, it's a community-based, process for youths, for minor violations. And it's basically an early action plan for dealing with juvenile delinquency issues. And the program offers comprehensive delivery of prevention, intervention, treatment, and follow-up services, which may include counseling, therapy, employment opportunities or placement, youth enrichment programs, outreach programs. And members of the board would be someone from the Youth and Family Services, law enforcement officers, counselors, and guidance counselors, members of a church community, local business owners, and someone from the school administration, usually part of that board.
We used to have a pretty robust program, and with COVID, it kind of went away.
Okay.
And court is pretty much, saying, divert juvenile cases, so it's a great way to do it, to take it out of the department's hands and, give the youth, community resources basically, and, try and just get them steered in the right direction again. It is a one-time offer, so they get, 1 shot at diversion, and then anything else would go to court after that, and more serious charges will still go to court as well.
So it's like a kid's AR.
Almost like that, yeah, almost like that.
You'll have to follow different stipulations. If you don't follow it, then it would still go to
Okay.
court.
One other thing with professional development, we're gonna be hosting a couple of classes within our own department, with DOT for traffic incident management, so it's a mandatory class that everybody has to take. So instead of sending people up to Newington and, expensive driving up there, the instructors will come down for free, so we can bring our own people in. They're gonna come once in September, once in October, and then we can also open it to outside agencies as well, the fire department, the ambulance, or Clinton, East Line. If they have needs for it as well, so we have that wonderful facility, so we may as well, take advantage of it and use that, so we're gonna try and do a little bit more of that moving forward as well.
Before you move on to activities, I just want to say, I think this is great, and I don't know if part of this is because we finally have a full staff, but it seems like there's a lot of training and professional development getting done.
That's
You know,
nice to see.
I know when you're short staffed, it's not easy to send people to do stuff, but it definitely,
Yeah.
that's good.
That was a big
That's
part of it, when we're so short, it's hard to, fill the shifts.
Exactly.
And then obviously, when we lost Captain DePerry, he did a lot of this, behind the scenes work, so we're now able to do that. But we're, in the role that we're in, so we're just being on the role.
Well, it's commendable because a lot of it, some of it is mandatory, but then others seem to be voluntary. And it seems like you have a lot of people involved in different things.
Yeah, and we know, there's gonna be needs, so Captain DeVere, Master Sergeant DeMarco were our two firearm guys. We know Master Sergeant DeMarco can retire anytime, so we need to think about, his replacement basically, so he can, if we can get somebody in there now, he can work with him and train them, but we do need two firearm instructors because they can't sign themselves off. So, we do have to develop that program as well. Yeah, so we have, Joe Popovich, the SRO, we came from Clinton, he was a firearm instructor, so he is willing to help us out, in the meantime, and before we get our own.
He's the one at the high school, correct?
He's a nice, correct, yeah.
That was a good report, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, very involved.
So in terms of activity, obviously, it's mid-July now, so July 4th, I don't think I've ever seen a town so crowded. Driving around that night, it was unbelievable, the number of people that were here. Thankfully, we didn't have any major incidents at all. I think we had one medical over the course of the night. Few fireworks complaints, but not too many of the amount of fireworks that we saw. Leading up to July 4th and towards the end of the school year, we did have a lot of e-bike issues and golf cart complaints. So I know you all saw, we took to social media to basically highlight the laws and the rules. Basically asking for the parents to, set some ground rules, because, a lot of the complaints for golf carts are young kids operating them. So obviously somebody's letting them do that. So, we don't want to go out and, harass people who are having a good time at the beach, but we need to make sure that everybody's safe and are following the rules. So it's more been an educational program versus an enforcement program. So we have had some golf cart stops, if you will, and, just let the people know that what the rules are and, that they can be enforced, and try and, send them off the main roads, basically. So we are
Thank you.
actively out there doing that. The SROs participated in a Channel 3 PSA program, so as the school year starts to get closer, you look for the SROs doing some public safety messages on Channel 3. And as Lieutenant Laura said, we are preparing for the in-school trainings of the active aggressors, so everything is moving forward for the new year. We should talk about the back to school supply event. Working with Youth and Family Services, it's gonna be more of a, I won't say family fun day, but it's not just gonna be school supplies. We're gonna have our car seat technicians there. Hopefully the Explorer advisors will be there. Youth and Family is gonna bring over some of their services and just let the people see what we can offer. So instead of just coming by and picking up a book bag and a pack of pencils, we're gonna make it a little bit more of an event.
Is that gonna be at the police department?
No, it's gonna be at Park and Rec,
Oh,
on
okay,
the basketball courts.
okay.
Oh,
Oh, that's definitely be fun.
As far as the whole golf cart situation and the e-bikes, can you run that through Facebook again and keep it active and keep it going? Because at one point, I mean, you say that it's not to the level of enforcement yet, but at some point it's
It's gotta be, absolutely.
that's exactly. So I wonder what the kickoff, the threshold would be for that.
So it's, generally it's gonna be your repeat offenders, right? So, if you, just like with, normal motor vehicle enforcement, so a lot of times, we'll stop somebody, we can look at their past history and, give them, 4 written warnings for speeding on Maple Avenue. Do you deserve the 5th one or not, And also sometimes it's actually what they're doing on the golf cart as well, or the e-bike as well. So if there's an accident involved, obviously that's gonna be, enforcement's gonna be taken then versus, just the education.
Okay.
That's all I got for you for activity.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Next, I was asked to make a few brief comments about the hiring process for the new chief of police. It's supposed to be brief, but it's not super long, but, so the job posting went out in April, I believe. Resumes were collected through the month of May. We did have the surveys that went out to the public, 300 people responded to that. We did hold an event on June 4th. Unfortunately, that was not that well attended. There was 20 people, but it's very difficult because that time of the year you have people with kids' school events and everything at the end of the year. So when that was all said and done, we had 34 applicants submitted resumes. We narrowed that down to 14. by the time we got to the written part of the exam, the 14 went to 11, not anything to do with us, but with people dropping out of the process. We then narrowed it to 5. Those 5 people are gonna participate in the oral exam, which is being given by the company we hired, Public Safety Consultants. That's gonna begin next week, then there'll be the assessment center, and then it'll be down to the one-on-one interview. So I know it seems like from reading social media, people think that there's nothing going on, but the process is definitely moving. That's it for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Can I ask a question about that? So,
Yes.
with the assessment center, is that something that I saw the consultant allows like people to review that? Is that as like the?
As
Not
far as I
visitors,
know,
but-
we're gonna be allowed to view it
Okay.
We can,
and probably.
we can't participate,
Yeah, participate,
but we
right.
can just observe.
Sure.
As far as anybody else, I'm not sure what,
It's got a
Parameters
video
are-
tape also.
yeah.
Yeah, for review.
Yeah.
My understanding was it was a search committee, but I could be wrong. I'll
I
check
think that may very
with the
likely
gentleman
be
from the
it.
company. Cause then at that point, people will see who's there and I don't think they wanna release names.
Yes, yeah.
Stuff at that point. Okay, back to comments from the public. Larry, is there anybody on the live audience, virtual audience?
There are no hands raised.
Okay. Anyone in the audience?
Yes,
Okay.
I usually come here as your liaison from the Board of Finance. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is Detective Simpson.
Excuse me, before you go ahead, could you please identify yourself?
Oh, I'm
Sure, no worries.
my name is Paul Parker,
Thank you,
and I live on Old Post Road.
thank you.
Detective Simpson installed the car seat for my grandson in my car. Grandson's too little. So, but he probably would have done a better job than I did. I had trouble with the website, and it wasn't the website, it was probably me. Because my 3-year-old grandson usually helps me with the computer. So, but I just wanna tell you that Detective Simpson was great. I used the website, I sent an email because I couldn't get it to do things that I wanted it to do. And within 24 hours, not only did Detective Simpson call me, but the chief called out to me. So I really got a good response, and it was taken care of. Detective Simpson was pleasant, professional, and very helpful. I would hate to see what would have happened if I tried to install that seat myself, because it's quite a few years since I installed a car seat in my car. And it was just a great experience. And it was a thing that if people do contact the police department for help, they'll come away with a very good feeling about our department. So I just wanted to, I probably should have sent a letter, but it's summer and
I think this is better.
this is, okay, good. I just want to thank you guys. You were very helpful and it was a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Renee, real quick.
Yep.
Mike Happy, 29 Seabreeze Road, a couple things. First, I'd like to thank Acting Chief Walsh and Lieutenant Water for taking over the department and running it very smoothly while you guys have been our new chief. I'm getting positive feedback from people in the community as well as the younger officers. Secondly, the golf cart enforcement is definitely going up because I was driving 154 today and an officer had a young man driving a golf cart pulled over. So that's definitely happened in my neighborhood. And thirdly, which is my heart, is that thank you for bringing back the JRB and JDB. I was a former member of the JRB in town. They worked very, very well. It talks about restorative justice for young men and women that get in trouble in town and giving back to the community so they avoid going to court. So I'm very happy to hear that they're working on putting that back together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. There's nobody else. Okay. Acting Chief Walsh, do you have any comments?
No, I just want to thank, everybody at the department. July is a very busy month with, vacations, events in town, and, everybody's just really stepping up, doing their job as, Mr. Carver said, whether it's installing a car seat or, responding to the enforcement for, golf carts that we've asked them to do. So, I do see everybody, doing what they're being asked to do. So, it's a pleasure to, go to work and lead them, daily.
That's great.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, short, sweet. Okay, Mark, wake up over there.
Write something down.
Okay, comments?
Yeah,
Comment, I know you do.
on the, traffic, authority, we really need to look at Lynn Street from Doris to the intersection when you go across the Stop and Shop. On Sunday mornings, there's cars parked on both sides of the road going to Doris, and you can't get through. I mean, it's absolutely horrible. I think we need no parking signs up or something there. Cause I was going to Stop and Shop and I had to wait, you know, and people weren't letting anybody in.
Yeah, it's a pretty narrow road, so I can certainly look at that, fix it out. I have to talk with Chris Costics, I'm not sure what the building plan is on that vacant corner. So I know they've already had a traffic study done there, but if they did, we can certainly look into it and get back to you.
Yes,
And I know there is no parking, there's one no parking sign on, Lynn Street now, where, right by the Stop and Shop at Elm. But it doesn't go all the way down the side of the road, so I don't know if it was taken out when they did the construction, need to reach it back in, so we'll definitely.
And then you got the sidewalk that goes to nowhere.
Is that it?
Yes, thank you.
Just want to say thank you particularly for that very extensive professional development report. Was eye-opening for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just had a question that was posed to me about the St. John's Church schedule on a Saturday. Is there a police officer there to stop traffic going into church and coming out on Saturday evening?
Yeah, we certainly try and be there, so it starts at 3:45, the
Right.
detail, because traffic's at 4, so sometimes it calls for service, we might not be able to get back, or
Okay.
might not get there, but it's certainly something that we have on our radar.
All right, and thank you for updating the uniforms, I appreciate that, and for, all the exciting things that are happening at the department, it's really pleasant to see. And I appreciate all the efforts and hard work.
Did you guys get more of those roadside speed limit
So we have,
alert signs or what, I don't know what you call them.
yeah, so we have, they're going up tomorrow, one of them is actually, so it's, they're from Yukon.
Okay, I noticed there's more around town, which.
Okay, yes, we have the 3 trailers that we've
Yeah.
had for a while now,
Okay.
but we actually have 2, permanent ones that are gonna be installed. One on Maple Avenue, one on Ferry Road that actually record speed, and we can see the data from that. So those are going up this week as well, and they're, they're permanently mounted, it says your speed and flashes. So those are hopefully going up this week.
Excellent.
Can I just ask one quick question? So the speed limit signs, like the digital ones, some of them don't work. Like half of the time I go by them and nothing happens.
Yeah, I noticed one of them was a little dim one day, and sometimes it
Okay.
just has to do with the angle that it's positioned in the road. I did that for about the last 10 years, and I did hand that off to somebody, so I think he's still learning a little bit, and I don't know if the batteries are getting old, so if they're positioned in a shady area, they're not gonna last as long.
Okay,
as they
so
are.
yeah, that was my question. Like, are they solar or are they battery? Yeah.
Yeah, they solely charge the.
Okay, thank you.
My only comments are, thank you very much. It's so refreshing to come to one of these meetings and not be so angered by the end of it that I don't want to comment. I'm very happy to see things moving forward in the department, and Ryan, I think you're doing a great job. Lieutenant Millardo, thank you for everything. This was like such a great report on the training.
Yeah.
And I hope a lot of people do come out and participate in this back to school drive. If you go online, you can actually donate. You can just click on Amazon, Walmart, and you can actually donate stuff directly. That's to the public too. That's all I have.
Carl, do you have anything?
No, I already said no.
I thought your question, sorry, was about the traffic thing.
Yeah.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.